Have you ever found something so strange, so mysterious, that it changed your life forever? That's what happened to a boy named Michael. Michael wasn't the kind of kid people noticed. He lived in a small town, went to school, came home, and stayed quiet most of the time. His parents worked long hours. His friends, well, he didn't really have many. Life felt ordinary. Gray, but one afternoon, something happened that made his world explode into mystery. It was late, the sun was low, and the library in town was about to close. Michael liked hiding in the corners of that library. He felt safe there. Books didn't judge him. Books didn't laugh at him. That day, he wandered down an aisle he had never seen before. The lights flickered, and the air felt cold. He reached for a book on the highest shelf, and as he pulled it down, another book, an old, dusty one, fell to the floor with a heavy thud. Michael picked it up. It was black. The cover had no title, only strange golden lines carved into it, almost like symbols. The pages were yellow, fragile, and smelled like smoke and rain. Something about it made his chest tighten. He opened it. The first page had only one sentence written in neat, dark ink: "This book chooses the reader. Now the secrets are yours." Michael froze. He looked around. Nobody was there. The library was silent except for the ticking clock above the door. Why did it feel like the words were speaking directly to him? He turned another page. Strange symbols covered it. At first, they made no sense. But then, the line started to move. His eyes widened as the symbols rearranged themselves into English words. He gasped. His heart pounded. The words read, "What you think becomes what you live." Michael whispered it aloud. "What you think becomes what you live?" At that exact moment, the library lights flickered again. He shut the book quickly, breathing hard. Was it real? Was it some trick? He shoved the book into his backpack and rushed out of the library. His legs felt weak. He couldn't stop looking over his shoulder, as if someone, or something, was watching him. That night, in his small bedroom, Michael opened the book again. The pages now looked different, as though they had rearranged themselves since earlier. On one page, he read, "Think of what you fear most. Then watch carefully." Michael didn't understand. He thought about it for a moment, and then whispered, "Dogs." Ever since he was a child, he had been terrified of dogs. Their barking, their teeth, their sudden movements, he hated them. He laughed nervously. "This is stupid," he said. "It's just an old book." But then, from outside his window, in the quiet night, came the sound, a low growl. Michael froze. The growl turned into barking. Loud. Fierce. Right outside his house, he jumped from his bed and pulled the curtain aside. In the streetlight, he saw them. Two big dogs, standing on the sidewalk, staring up at his window. Their eyes glowed strangely in the dark. Michael dropped the curtain and stumbled backward, his breath shaking. How could this be happening? He looked at the book again. The words on the page were changing. Slowly, they shifted into a new message. What you fear will find you. What you desire will follow you. Michael slammed the book shut. His hands were shaking. But what happened next will shock you. The next morning, he told himself it had to be a dream. Maybe he was tired, maybe he imagined the barking. But when he went outside, the ground near his window was covered with paw prints. Deep, heavy paw prints. He swallowed hard. His stomach knotted. That day at school, he couldn't focus. His mind kept returning to the book in his backpack. Every time he thought about it, his chest felt tight, like the book was alive, waiting for him to open it again. After school, he sat under a tree, away from the others, and pulled it out. The pages turned by themselves. One stopped in front of him. It read, "Think of what you desire most. Say it, and it will come." Michael's hands trembled. His heart raced. He thought carefully. He wanted to test it. Something small. Something safe, he whispered, $1 bill. The page glowed faintly. He blinked, unsure if he imagined it. Then, a breeze blew past him. A crumpled paper rolled across the grass. He grabbed it. It was a $1 bill. Michael's mouth went dry. His whole body shook. This book wasn't a joke. It wasn't a trick. It was real, but then he noticed something else. On the corner of the page, small words appeared in red ink. They hadn't been there before. Every desire has a price. Michael's eyes widened. A price? What did that mean? He looked around nervously, half expecting something bad to happen. But nothing did. At least, not right away. That night, Michael dreamed of voices whispering. They said his name. Over and over. Whispering from the dark corners of his room. He woke up in a cold sweat, the book lying open on his desk. Though he swore he had left it closed, the page now said, "You are chosen. Do not ignore the call." Michael's heart pounded. He slammed the book shut again. He wanted to throw it away, burn it, anything, but something inside him whispered, "Don't," and so, he didn't. The next few days became stranger. Small things Michael wished for appeared. A pen. A candy bar. Even a note from his teacher praising his work, but the strange warnings kept showing up too. New red words. New rules: do not wish for more than you need. Do not share the book. Every choice brings a shadow. Michael didn't know what the shadows meant. Until one evening, he was walking home when he felt it, a cold presence behind him. He turned, and for a moment, he saw something. A tall figure, standing far down the street. Its face hidden, its body dark, almost like smoke. Watching him, Michael blinked. The figure was gone. He ran the rest of the way home. That night, he opened the book again, his hands trembling. He wanted answers. The page turned on its own. It read, "The shadows come when the balance breaks." Michael whispered, "What balance? What do you mean?" The letters on the page twisted, shifted, and became something new. "You will learn soon." Michael felt sick. He slammed the book shut, locked it in his drawer, and told himself he wouldn't touch it again. But the next day, he discovered something that made his stomach drop. At school, his friendless life suddenly changed. A girl named Sarah, someone he had admired from far away, walked up to him. She smiled and said, "Hey Michael. Do you want to sit with me at lunch?" Michael's face burned red. He stammered, nodded, and sat with her. It was like a dream. She laughed at his jokes, listened to him, and for the first time, he felt noticed, but deep inside, he knew. He knew this wasn't real. He hadn't wished for Sarah. Had he, that night, when he looked at the book again, the page was waiting for him. It said, "Every desire has a price. The debt is coming." Michael's heart dropped. His hands shook, but what happened next will shock you. Michael couldn't sleep. The words haunted him. Every desire has a price. The debt is coming. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, his heart racing. What did it mean? What price? The next morning, his life felt different. At school, Sarah waved at him again. His classmates noticed. Suddenly, Michael wasn't invisible anymore. He should have been happy. But deep down, fear twisted in his stomach. The book was behind it. He knew it. That afternoon, he tried something he promised himself he wouldn't do. He opened the book again. The page turned by itself, stopping on a line that made his blood run cold. The debt is taken from what you love. Michael shook his head. No, 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 no. He slammed it shut. That night, his mother came home late from work, tired and pale. She rubbed her temples and whispered that she wasn't feeling well. Michael's chest tightened. Was this it? Was this the price? He wanted to scream. He wanted to throw the book away. But when he opened his drawer to take it out, the book wasn't there. It was lying on his bed. Open. Waiting, Michael's breath caught in his throat. He hadn't touched it. Nobody had. Yet there it was, like it had crawled out of the drawer by itself. The words on the page glowed faintly in the dark. You cannot run from what you called. Michael's hands trembled. He whispered, "What do you want from me?" The ink on the page shifted, slowly forming new words. A choice. Michael stared. His heartbeat thundered in his ears. The next morning, Sarah found him in the hallway. She asked if he wanted to walk home with her. Michael wanted to say yes. He wanted to feel normal, just once. But before he could answer, he saw it again, the shadow, at the end of the hallway, watching. Tall. Silent. Its face hidden, Michael's throat went dry. He mumbled something and ran. That night, he dreamed of Sarah screaming. He dreamed of his mother coughing, weak and pale. He dreamed of himself, standing alone, clutching the black book while shadows closed in. When he woke up, his pillow was wet with sweat. The book was in his hands, though he had fallen asleep on the floor. The page read, "Speak your final desire. The balance will break." Michael's voice cracked. Final? What does that mean? The page shifted, one last wish. Then the book leaves you. Michael's mind spun. He could wish for anything. Riches. Power. Love. But what about the price? What about the debt? He thought of his mother. Her tired face. He thought of Sarah's smile. He thought of his own fear, the shadows, the cold presence always watching. His hand shook. He whispered, "I don't want anything. Just leave me alone." The book answered. A wish must be spoken. Silence is also a choice. Michael's heart dropped. That day at school, Sarah sat beside him. She leaned close and whispered, "You look scared. Are you okay?" Michael opened his mouth, but before he could answer, the lights flickered. The air turned cold. Everyone in the cafeteria froze, as though time itself had stopped. Everyone except Michael and Sarah. She was still moving. Still breathing. But her eyes glowed faintly, like the dog's that night. Michael's breath caught. "Sarah?" She smiled. Not warmly. Not kindly, but darkly. "You made a wish, Michael. And now, I am the price." Michael stumbled back, his chair crashing to the floor. The cafeteria around him was silent. Frozen in time. The shadow stood behind Sarah, its long hand resting on her shoulder. He shook his head. "No, no, I never wished for this. I never wanted this." Sarah's voice was strange, echoing, layered with whispers. "You wanted to be seen. You wanted to be chosen. And now, you are. Michael's vision blurred. His chest ached. He ran, pushing through the frozen cafeteria, bursting out into the hallway, the book heavy in his backpack like a stone. At home, he locked himself in his room. He pulled out the book, screaming at it. "Take it back! I don't want this! Take it back!" The page turned slowly, calmly. The book cannot be returned. Only passed. Michael blinked. His voice cracked. Passed? To who? The letters twisted. To another who dares to open it. Michael's stomach dropped. He stared at the book. Could he really give it to someone else? Let them carry the curse. He thought of Sarah. He thought of his mother. He thought of his quiet life before the book. His hand shook as he whispered, "If I pass it on, am I free?" The book glowed faintly. Every freedom has a cost. But yes, you are free. Michael closed his eyes. Tears rolled down his cheeks. The next day, he walked to the library. His heart pounded with every step. He slipped into the quiet aisles, holding the book close. He found the same shelf where it first appeared. Slowly, he placed it back. For a moment, the air grew cold. The lights flickered. Then silence. The book sat there, black and still, as though it had never left. Michael backed away, his breath trembling. He turned and ran, vowing never to return. Weeks passed. His mother got better. The shadow stopped following him. Sarah. She never spoke to him again. It was like she had forgotten him completely. Michael tried to live normally. But deep down, he knew. The book was still there. Waiting for the next person who dared to touch it. And one rainy afternoon, as Michael walked past the library, he saw a little boy inside. The boy reached for a book. Another fell to the floor. Michael froze. It was black. Covered in golden lines, the boy picked it up and smiled. Michael's heart stopped. He knew it had begun again. If this story surprised you, give this video a like and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Michael should have kept the book? Or was he right to pass it on? I share stories like this every day. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.